It is important. I want to show you a security report in 2020, that's 5 years ago, by United Nations. United Nations, a report from United Nations Security Council about Islamic State, West Africa Province. So I read, Islamic State, West Africa Province, ISWAP, was listed on the 23rd February 2020, pursuant to paragraphs 2 and 4. Additional information. In March 2015, that also known as Boko Haram pledged allegiance to the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, listed as Al-Qaeda in Iraq. So United Nations is telling us here in 2015 that a group headed by a man called Abubakar Shekau, all that group is also known as Boko Haram, that he pledged allegiance to the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, that is known as Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and they changed the group's name to Islamic State West Africa Province. And the Islamic State in Iraq, ISIL, accepted the pledge the same month. And they told us how they know. ISIL spokesman Abu Mohammed Adnani released an audio message directing individuals who could not enter Iraq or the Syrian Arab Republic to travel to West Africa. In 2015, America knew this, Europe knew this, because United Nations knew it. And if I can find this, America knows this, that the ISIL spokesman was telling people as of 2015 that if it's too hot for you to come to join the battle in what's going on in Syria or in Iraq, just go straight to West Africa. It's easy there. Go and meet them there. And they are saying that this is the Nigerian government alone. Oh, Nigerian government is full of mess. We know that. There's corruption and a lot of mess going on. But this is not just us. And they know the truth. This is United Nations. In August 2016, ISIL leadership recognized and appointed Abu Musab al-Badawi. Of course, it's United Nations. They are naming names. Appointed this guy called Abu Musab as the de facto leader of ISWAP, which Shekau refused to accept. You know, Shekau went to bring in the word that would kill him himself. Due to infighting, ISIL West Africa split into two factions. Al-Banawi's faction, ISWAP, and Shekau's faction, Boko Haram. It is estimated that ISWAP has approximately 3,500 to 5,000 fighters. So that is as far back as 2016. We are being told that it is the government alone that is causing this problem. It's a lie, and they know the truth. ISWAP has carried out numerous attacks in Nigeria since its formation. In 2019, so it was this group that attacked two military bases in the towns of Mate and Renoa near the Borno state capital, Maiduguri, Nigeria, ransacking weapons and pushing Nigerian troops back. In May 2019, the group conducted an attack on a military base in the town of Gubio, north of Maiduguri, killing at least 3 Nigerian soldiers. In December 2018, the group conducted a series of attacks, taking over the commercial towns of Baga, Nigeria, and on and on and on. On 18 November 2018, the group attacked an army base in the village Metele in northeastern Borno state in Nigeria, killing over 100 Nigerian soldiers. In February 2018, the group abducted 110 school girls in Nigeria. This is not the Chibok girls, this is another one. You all remember that? In fact, they were the ones that were behind it. This group still exists. I remember in January this year, the Lord began to tell us about Nigeria and told us about 3 groups that were coming together. Said they will come out of Niger. Said some of them will be terrorists, some of them will just be mercenaries, some of them will be a combination of both. Listen, is the government in America going to say they don't know about this? And if we, the church, if we don't know how to focus prayers, we will actually listen. Remember, we're not saying that the government may not be complicit. They are surely, for the sake of corruption, majorly, they are agents in the government who, for money purposes, are part of this. Now, there may also be some in the government who, because of Islam, say they are part of this. But this is not primarily what is going on. Is not primarily what they are saying. They are saying that as an agenda to come into Nigeria for their own purposes. When they knew about this, why did they not do anything to help us? Let me show you a couple more things. In 2014, during Jonathan's Goodluck's presidency, they said they had a problem with arms to get stuff so they could fight properly. And so they approached Israel to sell them military helicopters, and the US embargoed that transaction. And in fact, not allowed Nigeria to buy. This is times of Israel. The US reportedly vetoed in 2014 arms sales of US-made Cobra helicopters by Israel to Nigeria over human rights abuses. Though the resale of decommissioned gunships, their gunships have been decommissioned, no longer the prime, no longer the cutting edge of cyber. Though the resale of decommissioned gunships was approved by Israel's defense ministry, Washington nixed the deal over concern that the Nigerian government was not doing enough to avoid civilian casualties in its ongoing fight with the Islamist terror group Boko Haram. So the government is fighting, and they say there are too many civilian casualties, knowing that Nigeria didn't have the capability to handle this. And the best way that they could do it, they stopped the sales in 2014. They knew what they were doing. I got this from AFP in Global Times. These are the reasons why they said they can't allow Nigeria to have arms. Global rights watchdog Amnesty International accused Nigeria's military and is supporting civilian militia on Tuesday of extensive human rights violation in their fight against Boko Haram, the country's northeast. Amnesty said gruesome video footage, images, and witness testimonies gathered during a recent research mission to Borno State provided fresh evidence of extrajudicial executions and serious human rights violations carried out in the region as Nigerian troops battled extremist groups. So my understanding of what's going on here is that they said the footage includes images of detainees having their throats slit one by one and and dumped in mass graves by men who appear to be the members of the civilian military and the civilian joint task force, state-sponsored militias. So let me explain what's happening. They caught some of these Boko Haram or some of their informants, and of course soldiers have been killed. They are killing them back, slitting their throat and all of that. They didn't say civilians. Some of them may have been civilians, but more important, they were not killing people in Kano, in Kaduna. It was in Borno State. At some point, eyewitness accounts of some places around Jos and from someone who lives in Jos, certain villages, that the villagers went into their own villages and began to bring out sons and daughters, those who were informing, those who were coming to raid them. This was way before 2015, and the villagers themselves were killing their own because of what they had done. Am I saying that's the right thing to do? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that using this as an excuse, knowing what is happening, was simply that, was an excuse. So they were saying that they should take these terrorists. Obviously, what the military was doing is when you catch them, just wipe them off. And say, how can you wipe them off? Take them, bring them, sue them, let them go to jail. And that's the excuse they gave for not releasing or allowing arms to be sold to Nigeria. And then things got to this point, and they said Nigerian government is not doing anything. They said that was in 2015. They said it was lifted off. But let me show you something. AFP is their fact check. So let me tell you what they said themselves. So what I said, they said it's true. But however, they said it was because of the law they have. Over the years, the Nigerian army has been accused of various human rights violations. Accidental airstrikes, thousands have also been killed. They agreed in 2014, the US government under Obama blocked Israel's sale of US-made helicopters to Nigeria to fight Boko Haram. They said it invoked the Layer Hill Law, which prohibits the United States from assisting foreign security forces that violate human rights. This human rights that was violated was against Boko Haram and informants of Boko Haram. They didn't take those helicopters to go and bomb people in the east or in the west. It was against Boko Haram that they were saying these human rights issues were against Boko Haram. Please understand. Well, the US ambassador at that time said this prescription, this thing they refused to, did not amount to an arms embargo. By the way, this is the reason why you heard later that there was a plane that was found with arms that belonged to Reverend Ayo Rishajefor and was loaded arms, and they were taking the plane to Nigeria, and they implicated the president and Ayo Rishajefor. They were finding ways to buy weapons. Since the US had an embargo against them, they were finding ways. And guess who was the person that reported on that deal? Was the US government that was South Africa. The US government that was South. These are the people telling us now that it is the Nigerian government. And that the reason why I'm saying that is that, listen, I'm not saying that agents within the Nigerian government complicit. I'm sure they are. But I'm saying that they are doing what they are doing because of what they want, and it didn't just that.